Greetings and welcome back to the Casual Wargamer. Apologies if I sound all nasally and horrible. I'm just getting over a bit of a cough and a cold on top of a COVID booster jab, which kind of knocked me for six. Hopefully it won't interfere too much with the video. So this last weekend, we had our local monthly 1K tournament at our local game store. And I took along my Space Marines, and I've been practicing with the Anvil Siege Force, as that is the Imperial Fists style detachment. And my chapter being an Imperial Fist successor made sense. So I'd had a bit of practice with this and went in not with high hopes, but I thought it's a bit different. Let's see what happens. First game, I got paired up against Tyranids with a Crusher Stampede. Normally I play this really nice chap who plays Dark Angels, and we normally do so badly that we both end up facing each other. Well, I didn't face him this month, but I got his son, first round. His son had brought a Crusher Stampede, first time I've played against that particular detachment, and I was quite pleased because he'd actually brought some chaff units on it, which I normally see nobody takes. Even on the battle reports I've watched, everyone's taking just big monsters and nothing else, and then wondering why all their monsters died. Because you haven't had chaff, gaunts and like to soak up the hits or lock units together, stop them shooting. In this instance, we had about 4 or 5 monsters and 1 unit of gaunts, which did not last long because I thought, got to get rid of them. The problem with this particular mission, though, let me just remind myself here, we got Hammer and Anvil deployment, so we're playing lengthwise down the table. Hidden supplies, so the middle objective splits into 2, and servo skulls. So you've got to sit on an objective to control it, to move it towards your opponent's deployment zone to score points. And suddenly I thought, oh my lord, I've won this game before without even trying. Because my opponent wanted these monsters to go in and assault me. He isn't going to win any points by this. He's not going to do very well. And he ended up having to sit his monsters onto objectives, which meant I could sit there and just shoot them off of them. I felt quite bad for him, but it was a really bad mission setup, really bad option for Tyranids. And in the end, I think I still had like 2/3 of my army left on the table, and he had a Tyrannofex sat on his back lines. And I stole that particular game 73-34, which was a really good win for me. He did better on the primary missions, and I did better on all the secondaries. Unfortunately, as you know, I was pleased with the win. It meant by the end of the first round, I was in second place, which is not me at all. Round 2 meant then that I had to play the top player, which was an Eldari list. Not a lot of units, but just really hard hitting and really annoying to deal with. And we were playing across table, Dawn of War detachment, chosen battlefield, which meant we set up our own objectives, and we both decided we were going to, because these aren't particularly serious tournaments, we thought we would have a little bit of fun. He set his home objective in as close as he could to one corner at one end of the table, and I did the same. And then we basically went, how about we effectively play 9th edition at 1,000 points, and we just try and keep the objectives as close to one side as possible. Really confined sort of play area. Unfortunately, it didn't do well for me. We had a good laugh, but I've not done well against Eldari in this edition whatsoever. And literally, he was blowing me off the table. I can't remember exactly what was in his list. I remember there was Illic, but his Warlord was a Farseer on jet bike. There's a big blob of Wraithguard, which I couldn't get through with Spirit Seer, some Rangers, Warp Spiders, and Swooping Hawks. and he was literally just blowing everything off the table, and I didn't stand a chance. And at the end of that one, we had a really good laugh through it, but the Eldari took a 90-28 win, which was not unexpected, but fairly harsh for me. Third round, and I got my friend with his Necrons, and we practiced his list a couple of weeks previously, and he pretty much tabled me turn 3 with this. And of course, as luck would have it, I would get him on the third and final round of the tournament. His list, if I remember this correctly, was Catacomb Command Barge, Tomb Spider, 2 lots of Scarabs, a Locust Destroyer to sit on his back objective. Think there was a squad of Necron Warriors and a Tesseract Vault. Yep. A third of the table taken up. Joking. But a huge chunk of the table taken up by this massive monstrosity. And in our practice game, he absolutely decimated me with it. He was just annihilating unit after unit after unit, and he did exactly the same here. And pretty much he took away anything that I could do to destroy it right off the bat, and proceeded to continue to just slowly wipe things off here, there, and everywhere. Always fun, though. It was a bit of a shock to everyone, I think, to see a Tesseract Vault being deployed, A, at all, and B, in 1,000 points. But my friend took the win in that one, 79-36, which was really cool, to be fair, that he did so well. I think, if I remember correctly, at the end of the day, I came out 5th from 8 out of 8 players. So I was really pleased with that. The Anvil Siege Force wasn't as good as I was hoping. It hadn't really done very well in practice games in the weeks before. I was a little bit disappointed. I have decided, however, that I'm going to spend the next month prior to our December tournament. I'm going to pick a different detachment and play that all the way through November, ready for that event. And we shall see what happens. I shall put my list down below, pants as it is, but let me know what you think. This was a really good tournament. It felt like a really long day, and I started to come down with this cough and cold as well, which kind of foggled my mind a little bit. But a great day's gaming. Anyway, that's just a brief little recap. Any comments, drop them down below. Any comments on the list, let me know. What would you do differently? What would you change in it? And until the next video, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Take care and good gaming.